I was talking to myself. Now that's embarrassing. Thank God I have 0 viewers. That would have been horribly embarrassing. Watch it happen again someday. That'd be hilarious. But basically, I have a plan. I have a plan today. Simply put, I may have forgotten the plan already. I may have forgotten. I'll I'll figure something out. All right, I'll figure something out. I got this. I got this. All right. Is Unity loaded yet? No, it's gonna take a little bit. But yeah, I was watching a VTuber. I really like I'm like subscribed to them and everything, but then I was like why am I not streaming? I should stream today and see what happens. So you know, I'm doing that. I I recently decided, you know what? I'm going to do something. Uh I'm going to make the first of all, yeah, I don't know where to start this conversation. Last VOD is not saved because I didn't know how to save VODs, and I'm not even sure this one's gonna be saved, so I clicked the start recording, so it's gonna save everything that's happening to my amazing hard drive. I just hope it doesn't overload it or anything, because streams get pretty big. Nah, but I have a plan. I did make something before the stream started, like on my free time. It was like a okay, so the game that I want to make is like a pixel RPG, you know. So obviously, I'm going to be doing some like sound effects and like all that type of stuff, music, all like using like retro type instruments, like how you'd probably expect to do. I mean, that shit's just easier to use sometimes and can be very good if you use them right. So I ended up making something in beatbox because I didn't want to. I thought it'd be really funny if I just made all the arrangements in like beatbox, and then put them into like FLSTUDIO later to make them sound better. But like I came up with something. I'll pause the music real quick so I can go play it. But it's not bad. I'd consider it more for like the intro or like the main menu. Yeah, yeah. Hold on. Pause the music so I can play it. I realized I did not start at the beginning. I'm making a lot of errors. I probably should have drank an energy drink. I would be doing a lot better. Yeah, but that's really it. That's really it. So yeah, I can't wait to improve that later because I like music. I'm not particularly good at making music, but I like music. So if that means anything, that's good. That's very good. Okay, so Unity. Once again the VOD's not there, so you can't go back to go see what I did before, which was my bad. But I do have Unity. It's open from what I had before, which is this. It's a very mediocre game. Then again, I did make it in like a very short amount of time. Okay, I made it in 2 hours, but like I was distracted half the time, so you know, it's not my fault, I swear. It's not my fault, I swear. Basically, it's like a pretty simple thing. I also added sound effects. They're all like bit crunch sound effects. But like, and you get the idea. There's a vision there, okay? There's a vision. And that we like that vision. We like that vision. The vision of like whatever the fuck, you know? The vision of whatever we're doing right now, which is literally anything. It'd literally just be anything. I could show off the sound effects. I'll do for a few that I think I'm gonna use now. Like I'm gonna use them and like implement them. So yeah, I'll show that off real quick. We got the hurt enemy. This is like basically this is like what plays when the enemy gets hurt, which is like probably gonna happen a lot more than you getting hurt, else you're just bad at the game. I'm sorry. But like it sounds like it's a pretty simple Big Crush like hurt sound for enemies. It's nothing special. It's pretty simple. My plan is to have different like hurt sounds for like if the enemy is like immune to a certain type of attack, or like it's hit by like a special attack you do. I want there to be differences in the sound. Just add a little bit of flair to the game. I think it'd be interesting at least. And then for the player, I want to use this swing. It really doesn't sound like a swing. It really doesn't. Like, I can't imagine this being what a swing sounds like. I can imagine it being what a, I don't know, a dying deer sounds like, maybe. Like, no, I can't imagine that being a swing. I'm sorry. But it does sound nice. It sounds kind of satisfying if you just squint your eyes and your ears. So that's kind of what we're kind of going for right now. The good mediocrity. That's how you say it. We're going for the stupid and the boring. But it'll make a pretty good game. If you know, ignore everything that's bad about the game. Anyway, I should probably stop getting distracted and actually go back to work. We have the player, which I gave a beautiful placeholder. It's really great. It's really good. I absolutely love this placeholder. Not for any specific reason. Like, it's not a good placeholder. I just like it because it looks stupid. I just like it because it looks like trash. It really adds to the crappy nature of the game, which is I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about how bad this game is going to be. It's going to be beautifully bad. It's going to be beautifully bad. Like, bad in a way where you could probably enjoy it if you squint your eyes and your ears again. Now, for the player, I'm just going to go into the script, and I'm going to go to where it says sound, and I'm going to add a couple. I'll actually just leave it at 1. I'll just add 1 element. Basically, we're going to go shove. It's like over there. It's right there. It's right next to my head. Since we made an array in the script, we can just add on to it, like a public array. We can just add on to it via the editor, which is really useful. I can just drag and drop the audio and then call for that specific array in the code, and it'll play the audio. It's a lot efficient than like having the game specifically look for the audio and then placing that into the thing. I don't know, I just find it more efficient. Definitely a lot less work to do, to be honest. Just as a little bit of setup is all. So for this, I think I'm just gonna put in the swing. Actually, no, we need another one. No, we don't. We don't need another one. I don't know what I'm on about. I'm spouting nonsense. Because the audio of getting hurt will happen in the enemy. It won't happen with the actual player swing. So the player swing is literally just going to go play the swing sound effect, and then the enemy is going to go play the actual, enemy ouch sound effect. If that makes any sense, which it should. I am going to move my my screen a little bit. There we go. Actually, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller too. I want the inspector to be kind of seen. I don't want it not to be seen. It'd be kind of dumb if it wasn't seen at all. I don't know. I think I'll just have it like this, so you can see the hierarchy, and you can kind of see the inspector. I mean, it's going to be covered by my head anyway. Who cares? I kind of do. I kind of care. I kind of care. Anyway. Let's see. I think what I'm going to do... Well, I'm probably just going to do the shit I'm supposed to be doing, which is coding. So I'm gonna open the player in Microsoft Visual Studio. You know, so then I can code. Yeah. You know, coding would be a lot more fun if my programs loaded faster, because it's either I set it up before or I load it as is, and I obviously prefer to load it as is as I'm going by, because, you know, that's just how I roll. Okay. Alright, I've loaded it. It is overloading my freaking everything, trying to load everything at once. So I gotta give it a second. Yeah, it's making my ding lag. You good? No, you're not good. Oh wait, the delay is strong with you, it seems. Ah, whatever. Let's just be the life, huh? Ah, yeah. So let's see if I can pull it up. Really? So mean. All right, there. So we have the Visual Studio code right here for the using. And what we're only really gonna do is go into the player, and where it says audio, we're gonna basically use that for the attack. So since you attacked, we'll do audio dot play one shot. And this is where we're gonna go put the array. So the sound array, the sounds array, and we're just gonna do 0. Every time you do like any type of number type thing, usually you always start with 0. Like the computer will always start at like 0. Even if it says it's at 1, it's at 0. Usually this happens with arrays, like the first element in an array is always going to be 0, and then it goes from that to 1. That's just how it works. Like also, that's like constant with like random ranges as well. Usually you'd start at 0. That's just how computers work. If you're gonna have like a 0, you might as well use it. Let's see, what was I gonna do again? Oh yeah! I was gonna do everything else. So we have the play sound, that will play a sound. Since it's not a 3D sound, like since it's not playing as like a 3D type of thing, it's not spatial, it'll just play the volume is, like without any change. That's usually how it goes. And it's pretty lovely actually. I love it. Finally using audio for something. Then we gotta go wait for Unity to like detect all the stuff we did and like run through it, make sure it like works fine. Which is gonna take a little bit. Yeah, compiling strips. It's compiling scripts. Which is gonna take a little bit. Okay, it's good. It's done now. There we go. So we have the script doing its script things. Should work. I hope. That warning thing right down there is making me a bit nervous. But how we run it anyway. We'll be fine. Okay, yeah, I'm not dumb. So basically, every single time you attack, it plays the sound, which is lovely. That's exactly what I wanted. It really, works as intended. I might make it a bit. Nah, I'll do like audio mixing later. I don't need to do it right now. I got a lot of time. A lot of time to do nothing, but a lot of time nonetheless. I don't know. I think most of the coding I'm gonna do is off stream, specifically because I can focus better. I can't really do these large projects in stream, else I'm gonna like combust a little bit. I might do like music streams though, when I make the music, since that's gonna be probably more exciting, and I can usually pump those out pretty well. So worry about getting distracted isn't exactly a problem. I'll be good. I'll be good. What I do like is that, you know, last stream when I was doing this, the fucking thing didn't work. Like it didn't detect the attack. Oh. That was not intentional. That was I forgot. I forgot to do something. Jeez, yeah, I love forgetting. I love forgetting stuff. What was I supposed to, how to, so this dummy has like a problem, and the problem was that rigid body 2D wasn't attached, so it wasn't gonna get like, basically it wasn't getting noticed by the trigger that is the hitbox. It wasn't being like recognized, and that was a bit of an issue because then I couldn't actually do everything. So yeah, I fixed that. Of course, now I fixed the other problem, which was the freeze position, which means it could basically move like anywhere. Like if it got hit by something, it would just move like a hockey stick, or not hockey stick, a hockey little thingy. Okay, so you attack works in all directions, and then yeah, ouchie you rat bastard. It'll detect that the moment of impact, which is its damage. So we can just take what it does there, which is you know, noticing the hurt, and just kind of like, you know, make it do stuff like a play sound. Mostly just the sound, actually. I think I'm actually gonna go off on not do. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna add the audio array like I did with the player. It's mostly useful for like the player since, you know, he's one ding, he's gonna appear all the time, but we're talking about something that's gonna be like, it's not gonna be as like, it's not gonna be there all the time, you know? It's not gonna be there all the time. So it's like not that important. We don't need it. We don't need it. So I think what I'm gonna do instead is use a resources.load, because that will let me basically load in any file I want as long as I have the name, and I can just do that for the sound. And it's easier that way, because that means I can add this script to whatever. Basically, I can add the script to whatever I want, and it will put itself onto there, no matter what. Like, I guess the best way I can explain it is like, I want to reuse this script to detect when something is hit by something. Obviously, I'm going to add to it, but I want to like reuse it. In order to make it like reusable easily, is to like make it so that I don't have to go back into it all the time to make the changes specifically for an enemy. So, you know, having it pull straight from like the project manager and stuff, or the project file thing, is very useful, very good. I'm using wrong terminology, but you get the idea. I'm being complicated for the sake of being lazy. I'm being complicated for the sake of being lazy. It's kind of counterproductive if you really think about it. I'm doing more work to be lazy. It's kind of stupid. It's kind of dumb. But you know what? We make it work. And by making it work, I mean we don't make it work. It doesn't work. So we'll keep the debug log just because I feel like it. I just like having a debug log there telling me I'm doing a good job. And next I gotta actually add the sound component, which I probably should have given it an audio source. I probably should have given the dummy an audio source. Obviously, you're supposed to give it an audio source. It can't play audio without an audio source. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'll just code right now. I'll just add a audio source audio. Just put that right there. And then, oops, on start, audio equal, yeah. Thank you, autofill. You're so kind. You're so kind. Now, what we're gonna do is just gonna be like audio dot play one shot. I did not want that. I don't know what's asking. I don't. You know, you audio. I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn it! I always be like that. Anyway, back to work. Back to work. We're gonna just do a resources dot load. I mean, I guess that's close enough. I mean, you're kind of getting there. We do need to go change the sound a little bit. It would be funny if I made the enemy hurt sound just ouch. Yeah, that would actually be hilarious, but I don't have the balls to do it. So plus the name is all wrong. It's SFX, not audio. So it's just hurt enemy. I don't know why I had to look back to see that it's just hurt enemy. That was dumb of me. So we change this to SFX / hurt enemy, which means that it should basically play the hurt enemy sound. Oh damn. Hello, Fart Man. That's a beautiful name, by the way. That is an absolute. I wish I came up with that name. That is such a good name. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna use this, and I'm going to go back to Unity, and I'm going to give the dummy an audio source, and then after doing that, I will load it and see if it worked. And if it didn't work, then I'm going to spend the entire stream trying to figure out why it didn't work. Realistically, it should work. We're loading the resource as an audio clip, which is what it is, so there shouldn't be any problems there. And we're also actually, like, we directly have the path. All should be good. All should be very good. Of course, it's going to take forever for Unity to actually compile the script. But good, it's done. Alright. Fuck, I forgot. Okay, gotta add a... Go to the dummy. Go into the dummy. Click do audio source. Boom, now the dummy has an audio source. I don't remember... Oh, damn. Am I live on YouTube? No, I'm not. I used to, but that was like a while ago, I think. I was thinking of doing dual streaming, like make it so that I can stream on both Twitch and YouTube, but I was too lazy to figure out how to do that. I might actually, though. The plan is, or right now is, like, I stream on Twitch and then make highlights on YouTube. But, you know, once again, I'm pretty lazy. So, we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty good at editing, so I should be able to get it knocked out. Like, the moment this stream ends, I'm probably going to start editing it, or at least do it tomorrow, because it is pretty late. Godot. I used to use Godot. I could go on a little side quest real quick to like re-download Godot and try to figure out like what you're not being able to figure out, because I know a little bit about Godot. I don't know everything about Godot. I used Godot for a little bit while I was learning Game Maker in particular, and then switched to Unity when I figured out Unity is more my style. Like yeah. You know what? Sure. You know what? Fucking fine. I'll open up Godot real quick. I'll re-download Godot. Where the Oh, Godot. You don't know how to use scripts. Okay. That I can actually help you with. Because if it was anything about the coding language, I would have had a bit of an issue, because I don't I don't fully understand the coding language all too much. I do know a lot about how to use the scripts. Like that's something I think I can figure out. You do you. I should. Okay. I should really move my chat from being up there to being like right here next to the jar. I think that would probably be a lot easier because I always look right to the side because that's where I have the chat thing. You know, I'll do that real quick. Hold on. I won't do the Godot idea because anyway, I gotta like download it anyway. And you gotta go. So I'll not do that. I'll not do that. Let's see. I'll just this right here. Click save, and there we go. I think I figured it out. Ah, it's fine. I'm sure it worked in Spirit. It did not work in Spirit, did it? Anyway. Back to business. Unity, my beloved. We got to get you working. Actually, I think I already got you working, so I don't know. I don't think there should be a problem. Time to test you out. See if you worked. See if you croaked. I think it's croaking, actually. It's taken a while. Sometimes Unity loading takes a bit. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, thank goodness. For a second, I thought Unity crashed. I've had that happen to me many times. There we go. You can't go through the hitbox, which, you know what? That's not that bad. That's pretty good. We like that here. We like that. Not going through hitboxes. I just gotta make the hitboxes like a little bit smaller to make it work out because, you know, it might not. It might not work out. Okay. So let's see. What was I gonna do again? So I got the dummy hit working, and I got the sounds working for the swings and the dummy hurt. Shit. You know what? I'll work on the dash right now, actually. I'll work on the dash, because making the dash should be pretty easy. I mean, it's a dash. I've made dashes in video games before, specifically in like 2D video games. I've done that before. It would not be my first time. So hello Visual Studio. Oh yeah, you guys like my jar? I'm getting distracted. Once again, don't have too much sugar at late hours. You're going to lose track of everything really quickly. All right. So we have the public void on attack. Do we have anything in the input system based on dashing? Because that's pretty important. If I don't have anything in the input system that tells Unity to dash, then I have to make one. And that's actually pretty easy, so I don't know why I would complain. Okay, yeah, we do. It's a sprint, but it's basically dash. We can make it work. I'll make dash C. Yeah, I'll make a dash C on the keyboard, since I want X to be like specials and all that, you know? Z is attack, X is special, and C is dash. And those are like the only moves. I think I'm gonna make A and S like you can switch between what special you use, you can switch between what tool you're using, because dash is gonna be used via tool, and you can switch that to like a grappling hook or something. That's kind of the idea I have in my head. Kind of like an RPG mixed with Metroidvania type thing, except it's not Metroidvania, because Metroidvanias are actually good. I don't know. I don't know why I framed that like RPGs are bad. I love RPGs a lot. Else I wouldn't be making one. Okay, so basically all we gotta do is do a blup blup. Make a public void on sprint. I think it's set to on sprint. Right? I'm right? I am right. So, you know, if you want to go use Unity's new input system, then I recommend you use it the way I am. It's pretty useful. Basically, you make an action, and then when you go into Unity, you go into Visual Studio, you basically have the action, you name the action, and then you put an on behind it. Using in, you know, case sensitive, obviously. Uppercase on the starts of each one, as shown, obviously, by what I just typed. So sprint is a word, and then you put on behind it. And it will basically be like, it'll check whether or not it's actually being, like, done. The only caveat to that method is you have to have one of these that uses the input value input, else Unity won't recognize it as actually something using the input system, the new one. That's the only caveat, but since I usually use this and then just shove in, like, I usually use this as like a player's input thing, having this isn't that hard, because, you know, I just only get to the movement, and then everything else is just buttons. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple. So on sprint, first of all, I'm gonna... Well, no, I don't... Do I reuse that? I'm gonna reuse it. I'm gonna reuse this switch just because I feel I don't feel like being fancy. I'm just gonna reuse the switch. It's such a beautiful switch. Ah, Yandere dev code. That's the only way I can describe my coding. A Yandere dev code, except, you know, minus all the, you know, evilness and strangeness. Okay. It seems I'm already getting issues. I mean, it seems it's already popping up with issues. Beautiful. Yeah, that's only because I don't have a variable up here that links to this. So I'm just gonna remove it. All I want these to do is just shoot the player forward for a little bit and then stop them. And it's pretty simple, pretty easy to make. I can do it in like 5 seconds. I'm a liar and a fraud. So when you want to dash right, obviously you go right. I should probably go initiate some things as well. I'll make a public boolean for can move. This will basically be like, can the player move? And at the start, when it's initiated, it will always be true, which will mean the player can move. And in the fixed update for the movement, I'll do if can move, and then I'll just do that. A really beautiful thing I like about, like, not Unity, but C#. I don't know if it's like a constant with other coding languages, but C#, you can just put can move, and then it'll basically know, like, hey, that means true. That means true. So I can do if can move, and that'll be like, it's the same as typing in if can move equals true, which is, it's not exactly that big of a time saver. I'm not gonna gain a bunch of time simply from not typing in equals true, but it does look nicer. It does look nicer. Less words on my screen, and we can live with that. We can live with that. Oh, they both mean the same thing, so who cares? I care. I care a lot, actually. Okay, so we have the right, left, up, down. We have that working. I think what I'm really just going to do is that when I'll have a if sprint as well. So a boolean, public boolean can move, and a public bool can sprint. Obviously, the can sprint is going to be like can sprint There'll be like a sprint cooldown or something, and that will be used to make sure you just can't spam that shit. You know, it'd be a bit unfair if you could. It wouldn't be a very fun game, at least. Actually, no. Some good games that allow you to sprint a bunch of times, like Ultra Kill. That's like 3 times max. See, there's a cooldown there. Fucking. I'll just have a. I'll have the if can sprint right here. You didn't have to do all that, you know? Let me do my own thing, gang. Let me do my own thing. That's not what I wanted to happen. There you go. Now we have it looking good. We have it looking good. Let's see. Fuck, I'm supposed to be thinking about how I'm gonna do it, but I can't think of anything right now. My brain is currently having a brain fart. So we have the can sprint. When this happens, we'll set can sprint to false. We'll do this for all the directions. Well, if we're gonna do it for all the directions, I could just place it right here. That's like a lot more efficient. I don't know why I was gonna shove them in every single one. That would have been really stupid. So we have the can sprint equals false. And I think specifically for the right, we'll have the linear velocity x. Why are you trying to do that? We'll just do this. We'll do this again, except this is going to be negative. Sure, bro. Sure, just autofill it. We'll do this for now, and then I'll think of something better. Because this is probably not going to work. This is probably going to end in absolute failure. And obviously, I probably shouldn't have these things. I should have something that's specifically linked towards movement speed. So like how I have a public float just for speed, I should have a public float for sprint speed. And replace these with the sprint speed. I don't think just doing the negative thing right there will work. I've never tested it out, and I don't really want to try it, so I'm just gonna divide it by -1. That's what I usually do. Never tested it. I don't want to find out if it works. It might be like the good thing to do, but I just don't know if it works, so not doing it. I'm Biggie, or something. Oh yeah, for default. I should probably put something for default. I think default's just going to be right. So whatever I put for right, I'll just copy and paste it to default. Or I just won't have... I'll just have default do nothing. All default's going to do is turn can sprint back on. So the can sprint equals true. It'll be like you just didn't sprint at all. Ah, that'd be kind of funny, actually. That'd be kind of funny. That means I'll have to go put the audio and everything but default. Since I don't want like default to also be making the audio. That would be extremely weird. Especially if it just doesn't do anything. So, you know. I'll have to just like, yeah, I'll have to do that. Yeah, it's sad. No skin off my back. It's fine. Let's see. We have sprint speed -1, sprint speed -1, blah blah blah. Let's test it out. Let's do a quick test to see if it even worked. It's always good to test it out before you edit even further. Cause like, what if it works first try? That'd be hilarious. Ooh. Unity compiling those C# things always lags. At least that's how you know it's doing its job very good. Very, very good. You know, I was watching videos online talking about the difference between Unity and Unreal Engine, because I want to get into Unreal Engine because I have to for college. Like, I genuinely have to get into it quickly, else I'm gonna be behind. Like, most definitely, but I still prefer Unity. And I think that's mostly just because Unity is a C sharp, and I'm like actually certified in C sharp, which like I'm not certified in like C++. Like C++ is kind of similar to C sharp, but it's also different enough where I just don't think I could actually, you know, be a professional like at all. Like I'm not gonna say I'm like a coding genius because I'm not. I'm pretty bad at coding actually, if it wasn't obvious, but you know. I'm not I'm not confident in my abilities with C++. And even Blueprint, actually, because I know Unreal Engine has a visual coding language called Blueprint. I'm not confident in that either. Like, I could probably figure it out eventually, but I'm just not confident in myself. Not for your Unreal Engine. Plus, Unreal Engine is just such a large engine. I don't know why it's so large. I mean, it looks beautiful, but it's so large and so taxing on a computer. Am I really gonna waste all my my storage just installing it, freaking keeping all the projects? I mean, I have enough storage. I have like freaking 5 terabytes, but I could be wasting all that storage on like stupid memes I install, not on something actually good. Okay. Save my inputs and then load the game to see if it worked. And if it didn't work, fuck. Fuck. My bad. My bad. You gonna work? You gonna work? Okay. I probably should have had a thing that like tells me when sprint works. Something in the log. A debug log. You sprinted. I did that quickly just to make sure it even worked, like at all. Because if it didn't work, that'd be really pathetic on my end and stupid. Really dumb. Let's see. I did something wrong, which I think I know what I did wrong in this case. Actually, I have a pretty good idea, actually. So, good job, me. Good job, me. Okay. Let's reload you, Unity. Beautiful. Thank you, Unity, for working. And if I were to go press C. Oh. There we go, yeah. So, sprinting does work. It does very much work, but nothing's happening, and I think I know why. So I'm going to turn off that game instance, and I'm going to actually explain what the fuck is going on, because I think it's really interesting. Really interesting, I think. Okay. Obviously, I think it's actually kind of obvious what's wrong, if you know anything. So, we basically need to go turn off can move, because it's, can move is doing this, which is setting the linear velocity to movement, which in this case movement is this times speed. You know? This just kind of renders the sprint useless, and it's obviously a bit more than that. Like, first of all, the sprint just kind of just doesn't really do much. It's multiplying this linear velocity by some sort of speed factor, of course, obviously, but other than that, it doesn't do anything. It just does that, and then first of all, it doesn't stop. It's just gonna make the thing slide for a while. Actually, no, it won't do that either. Because of the... No, it will. It will. I'm stupid. I was gonna say that the on move right here would mess it up, but that only changes the movement variable. It doesn't actually change the position. That was what I just, that's what I have blocked off with can move up here does. I was smart enough to remember that, but yeah, that's mostly the big issue. First of all, when you dash, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop at all. You're gonna be stuck dashing for like 50 years. At least, because, can move is gonna be turned off, and there's nothing that turns it back on. So, you'll be stuck. To make the fix for that is actually pretty easy. I just have a cooldown. Like, just pretty simple, I have a cooldown. Like, pretty easy. Of course, that's gonna mean I'm gonna have to make a bunch of fucking cooldowns, which is painful, but whatever. I usually use ints for cooldowns. I'll just have a cooldown dash, an int count dash. So the difference is going to be, the cooldown is going to be like, how long do you have to wait for the next dash to be like available? And the count dash is going to be how long the dash is going to last when you're dashing. So I think I'm going to make the count dash like 1 second. I'm going to make it 1 second. And then after 1 second, can move will be turned on, and then cooldown dash will initiate. That, or I'm probably just gonna have cooldown dash initiate when count dash happens. That's probably better. That's probably better. So for count dash, first of all, I gotta like make it so that when it's above 0, it goes down, which is a pretty simple thing. We just kind of go down here. We'll even add a comment that's just for cooldowns, so we know down here are going to be strictly cooldowns. Just makes it a bit more organized, So we do... First of all, we gotta do an if statement. If cool dash is greater than 0. Okay. It knows what I'm looking for. It knows what I want. That's perfect. That's perfect. Perfect. Absolutely beautiful. All right. And then we just have another one. That's just an if count dash is greater than 0. It does the exact same thing. So that's all it does. It just goes down every fixed update. Every fixed update happens every 0.02 seconds. And I think a second is 50. Is basically, if I were to go make the value 50, that'd be 1 second. If I remember correctly, I could be misremembering it at all. Like everything. Let me use my brain. Multiplying 0.02 by 10 would be 0.2. Yeah, I'm right. Because 0.2 times 5 is equal to 10, and that would just be a second. So I'm not stupid. I remember my multiplication tables and stuff. It's not really a multiplication table. It's literally just basic math. Know how a decimal works, you know how to do that. It's pretty simple. I don't know why I'm acting like I'm all cool. So we have this. It does all this, and then we just have the count dash. I'll just say equal to 10. It'll be equal to 50. Cool dash will be equal to 100. So then it'll last 2 seconds. So every 2 seconds you can dash again. And a dash lasts 1 second. So you dash and then you wait 1 second, then you dash again. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. Let's see. I'll have the actual, I'll have it all managed by this. But I'll put it right here. So if cool dash is greater than 0, then, which we basically just do it like this. It's pretty simple, pretty simple. Just add a else. I'll put these in them in little brackets just to fit with all the other ones. Pretty easy. So cool dash down. If it's not greater than 0, it's going to set can sprint to true. So yeah, cool dash ends, it's true. Now for count dash, I actually might need another variable to change. Basically, like when count dash happens, dash ends. So is dashing. I'll need a boolean specifically for is dashing. This is being very, very complicated. For boolean is dash. And by default, it's gonna be false, just because I feel like it. So if count dash 0 is dashing, it's going to be false. However, this will make it up here, this will make it like, this will make is dashing true. And then when that happens, it'll be like, okay, so then you dash and all that. I think I'm actually gonna have all the like the systems and all that for like having it like actually move. No, I won't actually do anything. Everything stays right there. Because the moment that like the count dash ends. Yeah, okay. I get it now. 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 I'm really dumb. I didn't need that other boolean. I'm stupid. Because that's not how it works. We don't need this. Fuck you. Okay. We just need can move to be equal to true. Because the moment can move is equal to true, it'll turn this back on, which will basically lock the movement back to 0, since that is reading this. And if it's getting no input, it's just going to be 0. If it is getting input, it'll set it to whatever the input is, which is normal speed, obviously. So I don't need the is dashing. It's just going to do this, make it run for as long as it needs to, and then, yeah, all that stuff. Also, like, for this, I'm going to need to, like, set all of this to, like, something. I'll do, like, I'll just have it so then... Okay, I was confused what I did for a second. I'll just have it so then this stuff just turns itself to 0, like down here. That way it would be like you never dashed. You never dashed. Also in Unity, I'll have it initiate, not really initiate, recognize a sprint audio in the fucking thingy. So I'll go back to Unity real quick. Go to the player. Go down, and we're right here. Add another element, and we look for sprint. It would be it'd be dash. So every time you dash, that audio is going to play, which is good. I'll just have it happen here. Audio dot play one shot. Sounds 1. And this will be a constant every single one. Except for default. Default doesn't have that leisure. Alright. Now it should work. I'm mostly gambling right here. Because for all I know, I could be like missing something completely obvious and I'll never get it. I'll have another sip of my Coke. Disgusting. It's warm. I mean, it was warm ever since I got it because I forgot to put it in the fridge, but still warm. Okay. Unity should be cooperative now. We can test it out. If this works first try, I will be very happy. I'll be a very happy camper. If it doesn't work first try, I will be a not so happy camper. Actually, I won't be very happy at all. It'll be a very sad day. Okay, so attack still works, obviously. I think I'm lagging a little bit. Oh my god. I probably should have expected that, actually. I think I have to go change the sprint. Unless that's, like, perfect. Nah, I'll change it, I'll change it. First of all, I won't have it last a second. I'll have it last, like, maybe less than that. Maybe I'll have it last... I don't actually know. I don't actually know. Maybe 0.2 seconds? That sounds pretty good. So that would just mean it does it for 10 of these loops. And the speed is just going to be... It'll be like 8. It'll be 8. A little bit above, but like not so much to the point where it's horrifically fast. We aren't trying to remake Niowa here. Another sip of my Coke. Warm. There we go. Now let's see if it actually worked in a very substantial way. Actually, I should probably fix something else. There's another issue I noticed, which I was clicking right, or I was clicking left, but it threw me right. I found out the issue. I think. No, I did not. That was not the issue. Yeah, I'll figure it out later. I'm too lazy. Alright. Is you need unloading? No, it's not. Okay, there we go. Yes? Yes. Alright, there we go. See if it worked in a substantially good way. If it didn't, then I'll be very sad. I will be very sad. I already made this speech, but you get it. No work. More work for me. Very bad. Don't like it. There we go. Hold on, where am I? I've just been sprinting. I've just been on a sprint. Where is the player? Oh my goodness gracious. You want to move back down? I am noticing something. I noticed something. So it only moves positively. It doesn't move negatively. Why? It should move negatively. Did I miss something? Did I miss something that I didn't account for? That's a bit annoying, actually. That's a bit annoying. All right. What's wrong? What's wrong with you? So with this one, it times it and then it Is it because I'm like... Should I equal it? Should I just equal it? I feel like this would be better. I equal it and then I just do 10. This will make it move far, like less far. I'll change it later, obviously, but I just want to see if this changes anything, because it might. Because I think the mix was making it confused or something. It might also just be fucked and I have to, like, I don't know, restart or something, which would probably suck. Probably. I don't know. It might be very entertaining to watch me suffer a little bit more. I love coding. I actually do really like coding, but it's moments like these that make me know for a fact I definitely don't want this as a job. And I'd much rather stick to like making game assets, like 3D models and all that, because I actually can withstand the pain of making those. I don't know. It's just how it be, I guess. You know, I'd rather keep coding as a hobby and not as a natural job because of moments like these. You know, moments where I question whether or not I should have jumped. Alright. Work, darn you! Holy shit, it worked. Did it? I actually don't know. Fuck. I made that. Okay, there we go. I'm the smartest man alive. It was a multiplication issue. And it's really slow. It's so slow. I'm changing this to like 40 or something. It's so slow. Like, boring. You can't get anywhere. There we go. Since I did multiply it by 8, actually. Like, it was a multiplication of what it was and 8. So... 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It would be 40. Okay, yeah. It would be 40. Which means having it like this should restore it back to what it should be. It should work, basically. It should work fine. Taking another sip of my Coke while I wait, though. Okay, I might have to throw it up a little bit more. Poo. What I do like, actually, about this is, I don't know how to explain it. It's purely, like, up, down, left, right. Which I think I might switch the movement system to follow something similar, so it just feels like a early RPG type game. You know, ones where you have to move in, like, a grid. Which, first of all, I might as well just make it into a you can only move in a grid game, which I probably should just set up right now. I feel like that'd be really fun to make, because I've never done that before. I usually make it in like a, you can go anywhere, it's mostly the value that matters. Moving in a grid, in particular, would be very interesting. I know RPG Maker, for example, like makes you move specifically in a grid. Yeah, I remember. Most recent games don't do stuff like this because, you know, it's impractical. Like, it's way easier to make it not do that. And in any case, like, you would really, it'd just be more fun if you're not in a grid. But I've also seen many really good games just make stuff in a grid, like, thing. I don't know. I'll have to look more into, like, what type of game I'm making, like, how it feels to play the game and see if it's worth. I'm also like kind of debating adding diagonal movement, like not diagonal movement, but like diagonal attacking, diagonal dashing and all that. I'm debating it. I might do it honestly because, you know, that'd be actually more fun to play with and add a lot more, you know, like playability basically in the game, which is good. You want your players to have fun playing the game. It's kind of the point of making a game. Make the players have fun. I'll do that later, though. I don't feel like doing it right now. I might do it off stream, actually, because it'd be really easy. But, yeah, it'll be really easy, but it wouldn't be, like, entertaining. Like, it'd just be, like, me looking at it and, like, figuring out the angle. And, like, that's it. Figuring out our angles and making it move that way. It won't be very entertaining, so I'll just do the off stream or something. I mean, 90% of this isn't even entertaining, because, like, I'm literally just coding a game. Like, sorry to any future coders who might be watching this. Coding a game isn't very fun. It's actually really torturous. It's a lot more fun if you have people doing it with you, but I'm completely solo. So, yeah. I don't know, if you make like really small games that are just for fun, that you can probably go load up on your phone and are like 3 megabytes large, you'll probably have a lot more fun coding than if you were trying to make a full story-driven game, because things get painful fast. At least for me. I don't have that good of a fortitude. That's why I'm mostly good at game assets. You know, my patience runs dry, unless I'm doing fucking modeling or something. Because otherwise, I don't want to do this. No, but shit. What was I gonna do? So I have the dash. I have the attack. You can hit the dummy. What else do I need to do? I don't want to, once again, I don't want to do the diagonal stuff now. I feel like that'd be really, really, really boring. Really boring. I could start making the music. Shut up! Reggie, how do I kill you? Fuck off! Thank you. Excuse me. Excuse my language. It was just a comment that had a link. Last stream, which you can't see because it doesn't exist anymore. A similar person popped in and said the same thing. I didn't realize it was a link. Like a link, like a scam link, which was really stupid to me. I don't know why. I had like an energy drink that made me like really hyper. And I just didn't, it completely crossed my mind. It completely like I did not realize. I will not accept that stuff. Because bad links are bad. You can't have bad links. Anyway, I might actually do a FLSTUDIO right now. Like make some music real quick. For the game. I might make like overworld music, basically. I'll make like overworld music real quick. You know, if that again, making games, part of making games is making the assets of the games. I'll do like music making on the stream, but things like actually like drawing the assets and all that, I might do that off stream just because I don't like. I don't know. I do worse drawing when I'm on stream than if I'm off stream. I just do worse. Let's see. FLSTUDIO? Hello there. I personally find FLSTUDIO really fun. Some people don't. I can name one person who cannot enjoy FLSTUDIO, and it's really funny to me because FLSTUDIO is so fun. It's so fun. I mean, half the fun is like, you know, throwing shit together and seeing it stick. That's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make like a forest theme, which I think I'm just gonna use mostly woodwind instruments, and I'm probably gonna use a sound font. Nothing realistic. A sound font like from maybe Toho. I'll use a Toho sound font. I like Toho sound font. It really does sound pretty good. I mostly like the trumpet though. You know what? Yeah, I think for the game I'll use the Toho sound font primarily, and like the trumpet can be there for dramatic effect or something. I might switch it out later for like, I don't know. Might switch it around for like Undertale sound font, Deltarune sound font or something, just to add a little bit more flair, because those sound fonts have some sounds that I do enjoy. Like for example, the Deltarune sound font has the Mellow Orc kit, and I just love the drums that are in that. I think it sounds beautiful. And also, like, Undertale has the white noise, which I like using for risers. Let me, yeah, okay. FLSTUDIO. Oh. I gotta make you exist real quick. Wait, maybe. Are you even real, actually? I don't know, actually. I don't think it's real. So we have this, we have this, we have this. Are you real? There we go. Okay, I'm smart. I knew that. I knew it was hidden. I knew that. I'm not stupid. We do love the black bar down there because my computer screen is a weird thing. It's weird. It's just a little weird. We make it work though. We make it work. I think. Yeah, I'm gonna go turn off the music real quick. Can't exactly have the music in the background while I'm making music. Okay, I need like simple woodwind instruments. So I'll delete these. And replace this with a sound font. And for this, I'll open up music, sound fonts, and Toho. So now we have the Toho sound font. Pretty good. And I think I'll use it. I'll use like a grand piano for now. I think I'll make it in major, but I'll make it in F sharp major, so it sounds more dramatic, but still happy. That or I'll switch it down to F major, just so that it sounds heroic. Because both of them sound heroic. F sharp sounds more dramatic heroic. I don't think having an overworld thing that's F sharp would be very good, but it might sound better. I don't know. We can't really be sure. I don't know music theory. I just kind of go with the flow. Okay. Is it hearable, actually? I don't know. Oh, FLSTUDIO, test something for me. I want to look at how loud it is real quick. That is loud. Okay. That's good. That's good. We like that. Good, nice, loud, usable. No, I like whatever this was. So obviously we put it down. This sounds kind of in it like an interesting loop. I do kind of want to see what it sounds like with what I want. Having a Kelly would actually be pretty good, actually. Let me. This would be like it'll just be in the background, like a little pluck type of thing, but it's, you know, interesting. So for the F, it's the A, and for the E, it is the G. So I'll make it do this. I think that's interesting. So I'll make it do this for 2. There we go. So I have a simple thing of a bobber. A simple melody, if you will. This will be what the thing goes by. I think I'll make this a bit interesting. This sounds jolly. This sounds interesting. It sounds nice. Like, if you were walking through the woods and you listen to this, it'd be a lot more interesting than you'd probably think. I'll probably go change the stream settings. It's not Unity anymore. There we go. It's switched. I mean, making this is like part of the game's making process. I kind of got to do it anyway. It just kind of wasn't the point of the stream. I'd just be doing anything at this point. I think E might be better, actually. Yeah, E is like that jolliness aspect. I don't really like the I sound like that, actually. I realize it might not sound very good. That's not very good either. Yeah, a tuba is actually perfect. A tuba is actually really good. And I think I'll have another plug. I think I'll have it be a steel guitar. And I'll join this one. I guess I got something there. I don't know, literally the only reason why I'm doing this is because I lost the plot. I forgot what I was gonna do for the rest of the stream on Unity, so I switched gears. I switched gears to this, and it's not going very well now that I realize it. Oh, hello, Moon Bullets. That's actually a really interesting name. That's actually a really good name. I wish I thought of that. I wish I thought of that instead of my, I mean, my name's pretty cool too. My name's pretty cool too. Oh dear. Nah, but I mean, listen, it's a good name, I swear. Listen, I can name the origin of my name really easily. It's actually a really beautiful origin. Basically, I was sitting in the living room and my roommate called me a fucking nana shit, and I told him, you know what? Oh, I don't even know how you came up with that name, but it's beautiful. And I changed it a little bit to Nini shit because nana shit was taken. It's really one for the ages. You gotta like pass that down for your children or something. Freaking, it's something I would definitely pass down to my children. It's such a beautiful origin. Honestly, I might legally change my name to Nini shit because it sounds so funny. I mean, like listen, listen. There's nothing more funnier than a name that has shit in it. There's nothing funnier. Maybe a name that has like an actual joke to it, but yes, you just call me shit. That's ooh, that's so funny. You just fucking talk to me, you just call me a little hey shithead. Oh, that's so funny actually. That's so funny. Ooh, okay. Lock it. Gotta get back to work. Unfortunately, this work is not looking very good. At least for what I intended it to be, it's not looking very good. I mean, like, okay, so it's supposed to be a happy-go-lucky. Ooh, you're in the plains. Oh, what are you looking at? Uh, okay, so this is music that I want to make for the Unity game I was working on, but I decided to skip to doing the music instead. This is just the music for like the main overworld area, like when you're wandering through the forest. This is supposed to be the music that plays, but it sounds like trash. Honestly, I'm really good at more mellow or dramatic music. I've never been good at like happy walking through the meadow, like nice and calm, nice and happy type of stuff. That stuff never really hit with me. I honestly might switch directions completely and make it sound like you're gonna go fight a final boss, but you're really just like walking through the fucking plains. Cause shit is not looking good right now. It does not sound good at all. And I also think that might actually be partially because of the instruments I chose. So I might change those real quick. A flute might actually be better. Now that I realize it, a flute might be perfect. Dude, I actually really like that. I like that a lot. It's really good. Okay, hold on. If I make it in the minor range, it might be a little bit better. I mean, thank you, but I have a very critical mind that insults everything I make. So yeah, I gotta contractually obligated to say it sounds like ass. I am gonna switch it to minor just to see what it sounds like though. Like I'll copy this, but I'll change it. So this will be like this. All right. I probably shouldn't have thrown all these notes willy-nilly because now I gotta look for every single one of them, see which ones aren't uh, in the fucking minor range and like change it real quick. I memorized the minor range in C like perfectly, but I can't memorize them in any other key. So I always got to drag all the notes back to exactly where C is and then put them together there. Doing music for like fucking 4 years now, and I've been learning the piano since I was like freaking 13. I still can't remember that shit. Uh, so Yeah, okay. And then got the top parts. Then I just gotta move these. I don't think this will be... Okay, so this is... Okay, no, that'll be the same. That'll be the same. And then... Move this down. Actually, no, these are gonna be, like, pretty... Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, and these two, actually. I gotta move these and these. So these are gonna be moved down to... These are gonna be moved down like this. This will be moved down like this. And this one will be moved down like this. Alright. Fuck, I like that a lot more. I actually really like that a lot more than doing it in major. Maybe I just like all my stuff in the minor range, but I prefer it. I just like it more. So now I gotta change everything else. I gotta change everything else to no, minor. Yeah, I also think it kind of sounds pretty good. So, yeah. Hold on. Pretty simple. I just do this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, this, and this. It kind of ruins what I had for this. Like, it's supposed to be like these close notes sound like good together, but it kind of ruined it a little bit because I changed it all to the minor. So I kind of have to switch these up a little bit. This has to be like this. And these have to be down here. Basically just to preserve what I was going for. Hopefully, maybe? I don't know. Actually, no, it's gonna sound trash because the guitar in the background is in a completely different, like, it's doing something completely different. So I gotta do this real quick. Switch everything back to E. Okay, now it sounds like really ominous. You know what? Sure. You are wandering through the forest and there's probably gonna be monsters. Ominous is just kind of what it has to be sometimes, you know? And I remove these. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. 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 Something sounded out of tune there. I just don't know what it was. Something's in there. It sounded really, not like the other ones, and it bothers me a little bit. So, shit. It might be one of the instruments, like, maybe the tuba. I'm going to switch the tuba. Maybe if I switch it to something else, it'll sound a little bit better. Okay, that just sounds sci-fi. That's not at all what I'm going for. Okay, we can use the guitar maybe in a battle. Not for the planes. Sorry. I'll use a piccolo. Okay. The big problem is here. There we go. Okay, the big problem is that I accidentally missed something. I accidentally missed something and it was still in major. So, fix that. Sounds a little bit better. So I think I'll have this started off. And I'll add as another sound font. This won't be a Deltarune, so I can have the Mellow Orc kit. I think it sounded pretty good right now, actually. I'm pretty proud of it. Pretty good for a, well, pretty ominous for a forest theme that you're supposed to be in at the start of the game. It kind of leaves you the feeling like you're in the wrong place, but whatever. Maybe that'll just be how the game goes. Everything's ominous because you're in the wrong place always. I think that would actually be pretty interesting. Making stuff up on the spot, per usual. Okay, so for this, I just need... drums. I always make all my drums sound like, you know, drums you'd probably use on natural drums. These are orchestra drums. Probably shouldn't be using them like that. I'm going to keep using them like that, though, because that's cool, and it sounds interesting. I like it. I think it sounds good. I think it sounds good. I'll make another one. This will happen here. But for this one just won't have the snare. So it'll just be the one that sounds deep. Okay. That's interesting. I think I won't end it there. I'll just Control C, Control V. Then I'll add a trumpet. I kind of want the trumpet to be like constant in like every track. I think that'd be interesting. Just have a trumpet on every track. It'd be like in everywhere. And people will be like, whoa, oh my god, it's everywhere, you know? So, you know, I might as well just have it like that. That's interesting. I think it sounds actually pretty good. I'm quite proud. Self-glaze is crazy. Even though before I was literally just saying it sounds like absolute dog water. Okay. And then I think I'll add in the master a reverb venue. That actually sounds not bad. I think I'll add another reverb to the drums. I'll give them a drum room reverb, which won't really do much, but it'll make them interesting, I think. Nah, I won't do that. I think it's fine as is. Pretty simple. Pretty worked pretty well. It's not bad. I really like how it's come together. Does not sound like something you'd listen to when you're playing an RPG for the first time and you're walking through a forest. Sounds too ominous for that, but who knows? Maybe I'll just make something else for something. I'll make something like later that's like actually good for this type of stuff. But I don't know. Maybe this can be like, I don't know actually. Maybe I'll just leave as is. This could just be the forest theme when you're walking around normally. Because it's not bad. It's just too ominous for what I was imagining. I could make it F sharp actually. That'd actually be an interesting idea. Toho trumpet, I fucking love it. I love the Toho trumpet so much. I think I am actually gonna switch it. you're gonna go to F sharp. I think it's mostly these like plucks here. That are like making it sound more ominous. Because without them, I think it wouldn't sound that ominous. Like, hold on. I'm gonna do something interesting. I'm gonna go to this one. I'm just gonna make this longer. I think if it dragged out a little bit more, it'd sound... I think it was actually kind of doomed from the start, I'm gonna be honest. It's always gonna sound like that. I guess I did put in a very ominous pattern. So, my bad, my bad. Hold on, I'll switch it out. I'll just do a... type of this deal. It should be a lot less ominous. It's not bad. The drums are actually making it sound a lot more ominous, so I think I'm going to change them a little bit. I don't know. I like it. I'll change the stream name to just be Unity and FLSTUDIO. Use that. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of code to make this thing work real quick before I end stream. I just feel like that makes sense. It's not bad. It's not, at least in my opinion, it's not that bad. So I'm gonna save it as Forest where it started. That'll be its name. Forest where it started. I'll just ominous name for a pretty interesting ominous song. in my opinion. Which my opinion is very interesting and cool because I'm cool and awesome and like peak cinema or what I started or what I don't know. I'm just here. I'm just here. MP3 because I like MP3s. Hold on. Wait a minute. The way that I want it coded is that there's always going to be dead space at the end. That's going to last 1 second. And then in the game, it will get the length and cut that by 1 second. And so then when it loops, it'll loop perfectly with a little bit on the end to make it loop, well, you know, seamlessly, basically. It's going to loop seamlessly. That's what I got to do. Now, to get it to be perfectly 100 or perfectly 1 second depends on the tempo. So I don't know how much 1 second is by tempo standards. Oh, I found out how much 1 second is in tempo standards. That was really, really easy, actually. I'm just going to go put a note right there. Just throw it back to that point. There you go. And then proceed to remove it. So now if I were to export it basically as with no remainer, so any echoes and stuff won't remain, it should only do that 1 second at the end and should make it be easier to seamlessly, basically. Our brains are thinking. Not that big of a song either. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, so yeah, everything's looking perfectly. Everything's looking beautifully, and it just got done rendering. We can move back to Unity as we should be. Boop. Okay. And actually putting it into Unity is really easy. I mean, about as easy as anything else. We make a new folder, and we call it music. And I won't separate it just yet. Usually I like separating them into areas and battle musics, and bosses and all that. I won't do that. I don't think I'll do it now, and I probably won't do it later. It kind of depends on how much music I make. If I make a bunch of music, I'll obviously separate it. If I don't make a bunch of music, then I will not separate it, because there's just no need. So I gotta go here, find it. I'll just use quick search, thing, quick access, drag and drop. There we go. Now we have this song. It's in entirety. I think it ends at the right point. Like, ends with a second to spare. I actually haven't checked to see if it does. It does. Okay, I'm not stupid. It does end 1 second. Perfect. The code should work fine then. Now, what I want to make, I'll do that later. I was gonna go make a system that basically makes sure that every time when the scene is changed, an object isn't destroyed, which means we can have a music that is persistent. But I'll do that later. I don't need that right now. I'll be fine. Only thing I need now is an empty called Music Manager. And I'll put that in the middle. And then I have a script of the same name, Music Manager. I'll create and shove that in the scripts. Unity will do its thing to make it, and then I will be able to access it and change it. Beautiful. Take a sip of my Coke. Still warm. I think I'm starting to get used to it though. The fuck did it just do? It just loaded something. Or did you break? Thank God. I remember one time I was using Unity and it just made everything worse. It made all of the music sound like shit, so I had to replace it and figure out what was wrong. It like decompressed, it like compressed it or something, and it was really mean, and I didn't like it. It sounded like shit. She had to change it, and I still don't know why it happened. I didn't tell it to do that, so yeah. Opening it up in Visual Studio, and then go to Visual Studio. Oh, okay. Pretty simple thing to do now is to just make it work. So I'm gonna have a couple things happen all the time. So first thing it's gonna do is it's going to go find the float music length. It's also gonna go get an audio source. Audio, and in a start, it's going to set audio to audio source. Get component, all that. So the first thing it'll do after that, well, I want it to be able to like switch at any point, anytime, any moment. And that's gonna be like its own can of worms. Like every single time a scene changes to a specific scene, it's going to suddenly change to a different song. So I think what I'm gonna do is basically, actually no, I'll set that up later. That's a later problem. I'll do that later. I don't even have multiple scenes yet. I don't even have one. Well, I do have one. I only have one. In the update, no, we'll do it in the start, actually. Damn. That was quick. Okay, so basically what we need after that is a cooldown. So we're gonna get an int cool audio. And this will be so that every fixed update, if cool audio is greater than 0, cool audio goes down. Else, audio dot play one shot audio dot clip. So whatever is attached, it will play it as a one shot. And okay, so by default, cool audio will be equal to 0, which means this will occur. And it will set music length to audio clip length. And since it's a 0.02, I think I multiply it by whatever it is. So let's say it's like 50 seconds long. I think I multiply it by 0.02. No, I divide it. Because, okay, so we have 50 divided by 0.02. That'd be 2500. Yeah, I divide it by 0.02 since that's how long the fixed updates last. So I do a divided by 0.02. There we go. There we go. Perfect. I think I got it pretty good. So whatever is set to the auto clip, it will do its thing. Because I'm cool. I don't think I need this. Actually, I don't think I need that. I can just set the cool audio to this, so I don't need this float music length anymore. Cool. Okay. Wait. Damn it! I do need it. So it only really goes down by seconds, and yeah, this is a float. Ah, shit! I completely forgot. Shite. First of all, I'm going to do a parentheses. Whatever it is will be minus by 1f. And this needs to be turned to music length again. I'm sorry, music length. I doubted you. Actually, no. We'll keep it as cool audio. I just have to cast it, basically. How a casting works is pretty easy, pretty simple. All I gotta do is literally just Okay, so why didn't it work? Why didn't you cast? Did something wrong? There, you broken? Okay. Well, you know what? I actually have a backup plan, contingency plan. It's called fuck you. We'll turn this to a float then. And then we go over here, and instead of being greater than 0, if it is less... No. No, I'll just keep it as if it's greater than 0. I was gonna make it if it's less than 1, but like, that's not what I'm trying to do here. So if it's greater than 0, it will go down by 1, and eventually it'll be below 1, and then it will do everything else. Yeah. I'm smart. Okay. Do an F. Do an F. Basically everything's done. Then I'm going to go back to Unity. Hello, Unity. Please don't tell me you're breaking. Are you working? Okay, there we go. Oh shit. I like disappeared for a second there. Scary. Anyway. Alright. So now we just throw in a audio source. And for the audio generator, we just shove in the music. And then we see if it works. Which means we've got to sit through the entire 2 minutes of the song real quick. Which won't be that bad. That'll just make the stream go over 2 hours. And that's normal. That's usually the amount I want to reach anyway. So, good news me. Let's see if it worked. Yep, it worked. Alright. Okay, there might be something off. Might be a little something off. I just so happen to know exactly what the problem is. I think. Do not play on Awake. Now try again. Please. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. I thought I died for a second. Fuck you! Fuck you! You just gotta make sure it's working well. If it isn't working well, then that's a bit of an issue. Like if it doesn't loop correctly. Another sip of my Coke. I think there was a bird in that one. Oh, I love these fucking images so much. They're so funny. Riveting. This is so riveting. I just gotta spend the time waiting for it to loop. Making sure it works right. And I bet If it doesn't work right the first try, I'm just gonna end the stream and do it later. Because I'm not gonna wait here again. I may or may not just be lazy. It's just how it be sometimes. It didn't loop. Fuck. Okay, so moral of the story. Maybe make I don't know. Make shorter songs. Please. Yeah, your life is gonna be so much better if you do. Yeah, I'm gonna work on this later. Fuck you.